If you've ever wondered why ball striking feels so inconsistent, one good strike followed by a horrible messy one, this video is going to change everything and going to help you transform the way you strike the ball with your irons forever. This is really going to change your game. We're going to dismantle some myths around the downswing and ball striking that are hurting your game rather than helping it, and get you striking it like you've never struck it before. If you find the information in today's video helpful, hit that like button down below, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already, and remember, in the comments down below, today's question: what's the longest iron in your golf bag? I have a 5-iron. Is the longest iron in my golf bag? I want to know. Cool, that struck well. What's the longest iron you carry in your golf bag? Let me know in the comments. So let's take a look at OptiMotion here, and what we can see in the downswing is there is a hip sway and a shoulder sway. This can get up to 3 or 4 inches with world-class players, and what you can see for me, I'm 2 inches across with my hips and I'm 1.4 across with my shoulders. They could be more across, so going towards target in the downswing. And this is where the myth really comes in, because people get these numbers very mixed up, and that really ruins their strike. So what we do see from world-class players is 3 to 4 inches across with certain segments of their body as they move into their downswing. But what we see a lot, and I have amateurs telling me they do in their downswing, is everything should start with the hips. They say everything starts with the hips. It always starts with the hips, and that encourages this move, where the hips run out from underneath them, upper body's way too far back, or hips go, shoulders rotate, and the club gets way out in front. So we see a real separation from the two segments as they start the downswing, like they're actively trying to do it. In the comments down below, who hasn't, let me know. You try to drive your hips, open them forward in the downswing. This creates such bad low point control, like really poor strikes. Now what we see from some of the world's best is as they move the club down where their arms get about parallel to the ground in the downswing, is both segments of sway, so pelvis and upper body, sways across on the downswing at quite equal amounts. Like the hips are like a half an inch ahead, but they're very, very close to each other. And if we can get you to get this feeling, you're going to find that your striking absolutely transforms. You're really going to start to get ball, then ground kind of strikes, and get some of the best shots you've ever hit, certainly with ground contact. So I'm going to take these 2 Srixon golf balls. Use any manufacturer you want. I'm just going to use these lovely Srixons. Now these 2 Srixons are about 3.5 inches wide. So when I measure them, that's about 3.5 inches from here to here. So I'm going to set up to an imaginary ball, and then what I'm going to do is place these 2 balls so they're touching my lead foot. They're outside of my lead foot here. So they measure about 3.5 inches. There's a bit of perspective involved, but we're going to use those 2 balls to sync your sway with your arm drop to get the club path working and get your strikes jamming. So I want you to go top of your backswing and stop. So what I'm going to do is I start down, so I can see these 2 balls out of my left eye here at the top. So I'm going to try and cover those 2 balls up with a hip bump and a shoulder bump. So shoulder and hips are going to go together across to cover those balls up. Now at the same time, I'm going to try and move my arms down so they're parallel to the ground around here. So literally just pulling my arms down. I'm not trying to rotate. I'm not trying to lower arms, laying it down or anything like that. I am going to use this shove across with my arms just coming down to sync the lateral movement with the drop of the club, which is going to get you some pass like you've never seen before, which also will lead to way better striking. So again, I'm going to get that feel. I can see those balls, hips, shoulders, just cover them up, but at the same time, I'm going to just drop those arms down. And with those segments kind of stacking on top of each other now, where they've gone 2 to 4 inches across, I can now turn and rotate into that ball. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move the inside ball, so the outside one is still there. Set myself up as if I am now 2 balls away from that outside ball, so I can still use the outside ball. I'm going to try it with a shot. Arms down, cover those balls up. Like this transforms people's striking. Like it totally changes the way they think about the downswing. That myth of that the hips are going, like the hips do go earlier than the shoulders in some ways, but they are certainly not outrunning shoulders where we start getting massive tilts and it affects how we're turning. There is a slight sinking on the way down as the arms drop. that allows good golfers to get on better paths without thinking about it, get across the ball to get those ball then turf strikes. And what good players are really good at doing is then slamming on the brakes to make sure they don't just keep sliding towards target. Use this 2-ball drill, it'll transform the way you strike the ball, move in the downswing. And if you want to find out how far you should be hitting a club like a 7-iron, watch this video here. It's got all the information you need.